All right, James Hill Sports, it's a pleasure to be with my main man. This is Bonzi Wells. You talk about Ball State University. You talk about the Portland Trail Blazers, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Houston Rockets. You can talk about Sacramento Kings. You can take it overseas to a chip. And he is a special coach. He is actually giving back his basketball knowledge to young gentlemen who are student athletes at Lemoyne-Owen College in Memphis. Coach Wells, talk a little bit about your program so far and what it means to you to be able to help young guys learn the game of basketball.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to talk with you and talk about our program. And our program is Lemoyne-Owen College. We're a small Hbcu Division II school in Memphis, Tennessee, in south side of Memphis. We're a small, quaint university. We have about 700 students that's enrolled in the school right now, 700 to 800, and it's a cool basketball school. Some people call it Last Chance U, but we're trying to change the culture and the mindset around there in terms of the type of players that we can get and the type of talent in terms of making runs through these tournaments and just making them get to some of these championship rounds with some of the squads that I can try to bring in. So it's been an honor to be able to be chosen. This is my first head coach job, so it's just been an honor to be able to come try to lead these young men. And I had a late start. I didn't get the job till September 1st, so I've been doing a lot of stuff within 60 days, just trying to get everything going. I inherited a nice crop of kids, good character kids, and I'm just trying to lead them as a coach, father figure. And when I say father figure, I'm talking about in basketball terms because, I've been an OG and a father-like guy who's been there, done that in terms of basketball. I just try to lead them in terms of my life experiences, my basketball experiences, and just try to coach through that. And, I've been blessed with the opportunity to have a great coaching staff. I have a few guys that I brought with me from home, and then I have a Coach Lionel Hollins, former NBA coach. He came on my coaching staff. He's from Memphis. And he just said, I want to help you and I want to mentor you as a young coach. And that's what it's all about. It goes full circle in terms of, playing and coaching kids and coaching, playing and coaching coaches. That's what Coach Hollins is doing to me. He's coaching a coach. And I just really appreciate everything he's done for me. And he's helped me so much in trying to, get this program going and started. And I know it's going to help me in my future.
Speaking of Hollins, back in the days when I was growing up in Portland, my dad introduced me to Maurice Lucas at this little park behind Lloyd Center, right? And so Hollins was one of our guys, the championship team. So I was in the shadows of all that. And then I had a great opportunity as a ball boy with Clyde, Terry Jerome, Buck, Duck, and the list goes on. Damon was right around the corner on 9th, bouncing his ball.
Portland all day.
And PO, man, I mean, let's get it.
Yes, sir.
But so when you look at your career and going to Rip City, coming in out of Ball State, and what it was like to play for the Blazers in those days.
It was a blessing. I mean, people, you hear all the media reports and people saying bad stuff about us and all that stuff, but as players, we didn't feel nothing like that, man. We were all thankful and blessed to be wearing an NBA jersey, for one, and to have our family name on the back for two. I mean, that's just priceless right there. And, whenever organization you go through season, stuff happens. You can be type of chirping and people could say whatever, but the core group of us, we all loved Portland. Portland was great for us, our family, and you got to take all the good with the bad. And, we had a little bit of bad, but the good outweighed the bad so much. And I was just thankful for my time there, thankful for the people that I've met along the way. They're still my friends to this day, 20 plus years later. So Portland was cool. I mean, I was thankful for those times because they raised me as a man.
Now, during my days in grad school at Ole Miss, I got city sick. So I drove up to Memphis and I got a gig over at the ABC affiliate. I covered the Grizzlies in the actually in the Pyramid.
Yeah.
So it's Battier and a few guys like that.
Got a chance to get a little bit of the Pyramid.
Talk about Memphis and what it was like for you as a player, and now you're back as a coach, helping lead the next generation of student athletes. Well,
it was crazy. When I got traded from Portland, I didn't get the best trade from there. There was a lot of stuff being said. It was kind of like, when I left Portland, I had a trail of fire behind me and stuff. I was blazing trails out of there, and it was tough. And the fans were being hard on me, the media was turning on me, and I was kind of lost a little bit. And then I got the call from Memphis on the trade, and I was very sick and sad that I was leaving my brothers that I just fought with for 5 years in Portland. I remember I got the call from the logo, Jerry West, and he called me and he was like, "Hey Bonzi, they messed up." And I'm like, "What you talking about?" He said, they let go of you. And he said, "Man, they just don't know what they let go of." He said, "Man, we can't wait to get you down here. You're the missing piece that we need." He said, "Man, don't worry about all the stuff that's going on there. You about to have a fresh start." And that was just like so inviting right there. It just gives me chills just to say it. And then when I got to Memphis, just the love that they showed me from point blank, and I mean from day one, and it was overwhelming. Memphis is a blue collar town. And, I'm from Indiana, and we're blue collar workers in Indiana. All we do is concentrate on the hard work and getting the job done and getting a good day's pay. And that's all I've ever known. And when I got down there, it was like just work, all the other stuff fall in place, just work. And that's all I did. They showed me so much love. So I was just so happy to be my 2 years down there and to be able to go full circle, to come back around as a coach in my first coaching job, to be in Memphis where I feel comfortable and everybody showed me so much love. I tell people, I don't like to say this word, but they made it so much easier. They made it easy for me to transition. And this is a hard job, but just the transition part of it, everybody's made it great in terms of getting me settled and where I'm living at, what I'm going to eat every day, just everything. I mean, every time I have a problem, they say, "Hey, we got you, coach. You're fine." So you don't get that Southern hospitality everywhere. And Memphis is just a rare, beautiful place, and I'm just thankful for everything.
After Memphis, there's other stops. There's Sacramento. Yeah. There's the Houston Rockets. Yeah. There's Charlotte. Actually, New Orleans. Yeah. Talk a little bit about your NBA experience. And again, I mean, when you were on the court back in Indiana, and guys, every day, it is something that people dream about.
Yeah. I mean, it's a blessing, like I said earlier. I mean, it means a lot to us because when you put in the work and then you get blessed at the end of the tunnel with an NBA job and an NBA logo on front of your jersey. And like I said, what meant the most to me was having my family name on back of my jersey. That meant more to me than anything because I know it's bigger than me. I know it's a lot of people that's prayed over me, prayed for me, and hoping that I was doing what I was doing, and to be able to represent them in a positive way, and to be able to give back not only to my family but to my community too. That's what it was all about for me. And so every stop that I went through, like you said, I went to Sacramento, had a great time in Sacramento, just, great people, and then got a chance to go to Houston, New Orleans. I went to overseas. Like, this orange ball showed me the world. And I'm from a small town in Indiana, and I never thought this was going to be me, but I'm thankful every day God chose me to be this player that was able to live through basketball. And basketball showed me a lot of life lessons. It's blessed me, it's blessed my family, and that's why I give back so much to the game. And I'm so intense. I know my players get mad at me sometimes. They're like, "Coach, you're so intense." And I'll be like, when I get between these lines, this does something to me because I know what it can do for your life. And I just don't want you guys to miss your moment. And, this ball can show you life lessons. It ain't all about making money and all this stuff. And that's an icing on the cake. But the life lessons that sports can show you is bigger than anything. Any amount of money you can make. I mean, it teaches you hard work. It can humble you. It can do so many different things. So I'm really blessed that I'm thankful that I had this opportunity to go on this journey with basketball.
Growing up in Portland, I used to walk to the Coliseum. Yeah. One day I was in Lloyd Center in the mall with my mom, and there was a gentleman who worked for the Blazers. And I ran up to him, "Hey, I want to be a ball boy." And he said, "Write me a letter." 6 months went by, and one day he calls me. He said, "James, come down to the Lloyd building and pick up your sweatsuit." Wow. So I was like, man. So I ran down there. Next thing I know, I'm on the floor. Jack Ramsey is the coach, wow, and he's rocking the checkered pants. So I go in with Dr. Jack and Clyde and Terry, and the guys are there. Yeah. I always think about those days. Yeah. Take us back to when you first got to Portland, and when you got in there, what it was like for you to live your dream.
It's funny. I tell people, when I got to Portland, I thought it was New York City because, I'm from a small town. I'm from a small town of 60,000, 70,000 people. And when I got to Portland, it was my first time seeing tall buildings. That, we got some in downtown Indiana where I'm from, but I thought Portland was a major, major city. And there's a really nice city. When I got to see the buildings and seeing all the different stuff, and I got down there, I got to Portland at a time where the rain hadn't hit yet. So, it was beautiful. You get all the green, the winter green trees. You just get to see mountains. You see Mount Hood. You see all this different stuff. And I was just looking at stuff like, wow, I'm really in the NBA. And I just remember I was driving with my family. I just knew it got real. About a month in, I was playing a little bit, and I was driving. I'm sorry. And I was driving, and I was with my mother, my father, and my brother, one of my brothers, just maybe one of my friends. We were riding, going to get something to eat by the Lloyd Center. And I looked up on a billboard. There was a picture of me and some of my teammates, and it said like 1 team, 1 goal or something like that. But my headshot was up there. And we almost got a wreck on the highway. You know, we just wanted to take a picture, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, you can't believe you're on a billboard." You know what I'm saying? So my mother and father to be able to see that, you know, doesn't mean the world to me, because I looked at them and I can see them just with that proud look, and that's what it's all about. You know, I worked hard for them. They sacrificed so much for me to be able to make it, and just to be able to go full circle to see that smile meant everything. And that just, man, it's just God's will, and I'm just thankful that He done it for me.
You, Damon, Rashid, Zach, I mean, a squad.
Yeah.
Lots of talent, you know, and when teams came in the PO, they had to be ready to play because you guys could get up and down. Talk a little bit about those games.
I mean, we had a good team. We had, you know, like you think about those teams, it was the who's who of basketball. I mean, we had a starting 5, a second 5, and a third 5 that can give you problems, you know, because we always had a feeling that our bench team could win 40 to 50 games in the NBA because we had so many good players, which made practices interesting. You know, you get better in practices, and we used to say practice was harder than the game sometimes because these guys were so good from top to bottom, and I was just so thankful because I got blessed with seasoning from those guys. They see, you know, I was a young fella, I was playing on a seasoned veteran team, so they showed me all their stuff. They showed me all the stuff and all the tricks, and you know, as I played Portland over the years, we started adding the big time players and bringing guys and kind of shuffling out, and I was just like a sponge. I'm stealing everybody's stuff. This is how you score, I'm still that move. This is how you play defense and get a steal, I'm still that. So I was just so blessed to have a plethora of people to come through there and just show me just how to be a pro.
Bonzi, who was the first player to bust you when you got in the league and he just went off and was hitting shots and giving you work when you first got there? Do you remember anything like that?
You know, I tell people, you know, they think I'd be lying, but I don't feel like I never really got busted in the game. Like I wouldn't, because I would kill somebody if they scored 2 or 3 in a row. I would die trying. Like I'm a defender, you know, but I will keep it real. It was practice, you know. J.R. Ryder was the first person I felt like I couldn't guard until I learned him, but he was just so good. He was strong. He was quick. He could shoot. He could drive. He had pro moves. So J.R. Ryder was my guy. That he was kind of my rabbit at first to kind of teach me how to learn the game. If I was like, if I can guard him, I can guard in this league. And if I can score on him and start getting buckets on him, I'm going to have success. So he was my rabbit at first, my first year before they traded him. And then they brought in Steve Smith and Scottie Pippen and all those guys. And they kind of showed me how to kind of put everything together. And, you know, so between, you know, him and Smitty and Pip, those guys have really given me some problems.
The game, we talked about it. It has changed. You got to go?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get one more.
Okay, in closing, any comments on the NBA game as we look at how instead of playing from the inside out, now they're playing from the perimeter in the post? I mean, guys are stepping out and shooting.
It's a crazy game now. I mean, I'm from the old school. You know, in the old school, like you got to explore the 2-point shot, the most high percentage shot before you can shoot with a 3-point. Like we didn't play like I was a wingman. You give them more than 3 or 4 times, they looking at you crazy. Like, hey man, pass that ball, you're doing too much. So I'm still trying to get adjusted to the game, but these guys nowadays are so skilled. The skill level is off the chart. The skill level is crazy, but I wonder about these guys are really skilled with some of the IQ stuff. That's what I really worry about because they get so caught up in shooting the threes and dunks. They don't really get the middle part of the game, the middle part of the game, the essence of the game. And that's why I worry about our game sometimes. I watched the game the other day, and I think a team shot 75 combined 3-pointers in the first half. And I was just saying to myself, like, I can't really watch this because I'm from the old school. Like, if you shoot a 3-pointer and you miss, we're going to hit you in the mouth. Like, you better be 100% or we're going to knock you out literally because you don't need us out here if you're just shooting 3-pointers and want us to play defense. So it's a different game. It frustrates me at times, but when you got a team that's playing in the right way, it's beautiful to watch. I mean, if you got, like, you watch a Golden State, I mean, they run their plays to perfection. They got those shooters. They got the people that's supposed to be. They got the personnel for that. But everybody don't have that type of personnel that need to shoot those threes. So I think, you know, everybody needs to adjust accordingly with their personnel. But the new game, I mean, it's in good hands because we have some really talented players out there. So I'm just excited for the future of it. But I think we need to come back a little bit instead of shooting all the threes all the time and making the game all about the entertainment part of it. Let's get back to
Bonzi, in closing, you are leading young men.
Yeah.
It's Lemoyne-Owen College. You just played Penny in Memphis.
Yeah.
Now you played FAMU. Just talk a little bit about your program, and I know you have to get on the bus and roll out.
Oh, it's all good. But I learned a lot. Like I tell our guys, we don't lose, we learn. So I learned from the Memphis game. I mean, I have 6 scholarship guys and 6 walk-on guys. So I'm just getting the best out of my guys that I can. And then we had a tough schedule, a couple of Division I teams in Memphis. It was going to be a top 10 program. FAMU was a great team. I mean, a great coaching staff, they had some great players, and we learned a lot. So we're going to watch this film, see what they did good, maybe steal a page out of their book or two. Just to kind of, imitation is, what they say, is flattery being imitated. So, we might take a few things, but we're going to learn. We're going to learn a lot about ourselves. And then once we get onto our D2 schedule, hopefully we learn from those games, and hopefully we can reverse the trend and maybe, take it out on some of our regular schedule guys and make it run toward the end of the season.
Well, folks, there you have it from Bonzi Wells, a basketball superstar and a great basketball mind. You know him from the NBA, and now he is helping young men, student athletes at Lemoyne-Owen College. I'm James Hill. Thank you.